Hi, I am really close to the end. I'm at the end of my second stage, which is where I go through the original created material and sort it out. Chuck bits that need chucking, maybe add the odd bit that needs to be inserted, just polishing it all up, getting it good. And I've got to the end and I'm happy now with the end, which I wasn't quite convinced by the end before. The end section itself is really quite short. So I'd just like to take you back to the section before that and explain what's going on. The section before that is an example of layered music. So there are essentially three levels in the music. One of them, the most clearly audible, is played by the strings. It's supported by some wind instruments towards the end, but I'll just play you how it goes on the strings. This is halfway through one of the sections. Okay, so that's probably the most audible part of the music. The next section is one, the next layer, should I say, sorry, is one that's actually often on the horn, but here it's in the trumpets. It's a slightly fanfare-y type of thing with two instruments, the second answering the first. And something similar to that, or in fact, most of the time, pretty exactly that, occurs a number of times through this section. The third section is in the woodwind, not all of the woodwind, the flutes, oboes, and clarinets, who play a rather faster thing like this. I have no idea why the bass clarinet was playing staccato there. It's got a slur over it. Something's gone wrong deep in the machine. Anyway, those are the three main elements. There are another couple of elements actually, but they're quite minimal. Let me play you all of that at the same time so you can hear how it fits together. You probably heard one of the other elements, which was actually a bass drum and timpani playing a little slow rhythm together a couple of times. So really that is the end of that part of the music, that section of the music, but I give what the French would have once upon a time called a petite reprise, a sort of little repeat of the very last part of that section, twice, each one getting softer, just like this. Okay, so there was some changing some of the lines, and there was a little different counter melody there, but the harmonic part of those two little petite reprises was the same as the last few bars of the preceding section. So I'm really winding this whole thing down. Originally, my thought had been that it would wind down and then build up, and there'd be a big sort of quite devastating, in fact, climax right at the end. But that went completely by the wayside, as I suddenly thought, I want to end this piece as I began it. And I began it just in the percussion with a rhythm which they then play out at this point that we just got to. At that point, I really wasn't quite sure what to do. I didn't just want the drum and just the end immediately there. That would have seemed too fast to me. The ending would have come too quickly. So I did want something. And at the beginning, I had some chords around about that drum rhythm leading into the first allegro. Here, I want it to lead, obviously, to the end, to nothing. And I tried all sorts of things with these chords. If you like, actually quite a number of fairly complicated chords being played by different instruments in different combinations. And gradually I had to pare the whole thing down to a really simple thing. So we've just got the horns, trumpets, trombones, tuba, so all the brass, in other words, plus the horns, just doing this. Quite why the timpani suddenly started playing fortissimo. Let me just go back a couple of seconds and try that again. And that's it. I really found, to my ears at any rate, that it improved as I simplified it at the end, and to just leave it with the timpani, who are playing two notes at the same time, by the way, to just leave that as the way out of the whole thing felt just right. It's what you call bookending. So you've got the beginning and the end of the thing being essentially the same material. There we are, the end of the symphony. However, I'm sure I will be back with a little more to say.